Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever and wherever you are. This is Lee, and we're working on speech anxiety here, and we're talking with FAROOQ. Say hello, FAROOQ.
Hello.
FAROOQ is my mate from Vancouver, and he's in the insurance business, and he started stuttering around grade 5 to around half his words. Um, he beat it some time ago, and he's been a regular attendee of our SAM meetings. He's helped us a lot there, and himself too. And he's also really been a major stem winder in our practice sessions, helping people practice the crutches. So that's really been good. Now, why are we Skyping today? Because I chat with him on occasion on SAM, sometimes before the meeting, sometimes during it. And as good as his speech is, I noticed some chops, a little bit of choppy stuff, and we don't need to have that. So I'm going to ask him some questions, and we're going to talk about that and talk about eliminating that. So tell me, can you remember your last bad incident when you really wiped out and a stranger would have said, "This guy has a speech disability"? Can you remember when that was?
I think it was last November.
Okay. And since then, I want to say 11. Uh, how many how many speech incidents do you have that you think where you feel, or do you have any where you feel uncomfortable talking?
Um, they do happen occasionally, uh, but I usually get past it by letting it go. Um,
Okay.
y- yeah, I find that that's a huge step for me.
All right.
Before I used to put way too much pressure on myself to
Mm-hmm.
be perfect in my speech,
Good. Mm-hmm.
and and now I don't put that type of pressure on myself. And definitely, if I find myself in trouble, I feel that the best way to handle it is to don't be too concerned with it. If I am sounding choppy a bit, no problem. Just focus on my message, what I want to convey, and then that usually, rides me out of it.
Okay. Um, is talking to me comfortable, unpressured speech, or is it, or would it fall? And some people can't talk to me at all, and other people talking to me is like talking alone. So it covers the complete spectrum. I don't take offense either way, um, but I need to know: is talking to me real easy for you, or is it medium, or is it hard?
It's easier to talk to you one on one, but it's sometimes, not always, but sometimes it's a bit more difficult to talk to you in a SAM talk in which there are so many other people, listening in on our conversation.
Okay. And when you're at a SAM meeting and you're feeling a bit tense there, and I might say that um, it's strange because, of course, all of stuttering is when you talk at a SAM meeting. In most cases, I find you to be very fluent. But ironically, when you and I have talked before SAM meetings on occasion, you've had a bit of a choppy speech. Now I'm testing my memory a little bit. You're not the only guy I've tried to remember, but that's what I'm remembering. Um, do you think
I
my
thought it,
memory is correct, or am I thinking about somebody else?
you may or may not be. The
Okay,
reason why is that you might be right, is that I do recall one incident that I may have been choppy with you.
okay.
It was a conversation, a short conversation that you and I were having before the SAM meeting
That's what
started.
I'm. That's what
Yeah.
prompted me to email you and suggest we talk.
Right. But
Be-
that was only, one incident. And ironically, that was the SAM meeting in which, after you and I had that conversation, the SAM meeting started, and the speaker that day was FAROOQ Khan.
and he was flawless. He did.
And there you go, man.
I
That
remember you doing that, and you did a great job. But
uh,
what I want to do is, I want to attack. I want to focus on those situations, and I know how it is. The stuttering guy shows up unexpected for no reason whatsoever, out of the blue, and attacks you. And it could be anywhere, anytime. And that's what stuttering is. That's the way it works. And nobody understands it but a stutterer. But
yeah.
what I want to do is, whenever you feel uncomfortable and you're about to get choppy, that's what I want to work on. And I want to suggest to you that the minute that that occurs, you go into a pressured speech plan and you're ready for it. You stop talking, you take a 2 count, and you start again with your plan. And most of these pressured plans have a lot in common. The most important, well, I won't say that. I'll say one key element for not being choppy is to slow down the rate of your speech. A second element is to think pronunciation as you speak and over pronounce everything. That seems to slow people down even more, and it changes their focus from fear and pressure and I'm nervous to I'm really busy pronouncing my words and all my syllables. You can't really do two things with your mind. It's either focused on pronunciation or it's sort of empty and the stutter guy's got a hold of it.
Mm, that's a good
So,
point.
um, and the next element to it is, and it may be very temporary. In your case, you may need to do this just for a matter of a few sentences, and you may be able to abandon the pressure plan and continue on your way, on your merry way without any pressure. But the minute you have any of that kind of stuff, or forcing anything, or block, heaven forbid, the minute you face anything like that, you stop. 1001, 1002, at least 2 counts, maybe three. 1003. Then you start again, and you're thinking, and you've practiced it, and you know you got it ready. You got it ready for the fight. You got your weapons ready, and you slow down. You think extreme pronunciation, and you keep it very short. What you say just a few words at a time until the pressure goes away. And when you say these few words, you link them together and you stop frequently for at least 1001, sometimes 1001, 1002, and sometimes even as long as 1001, 1002, 1003. So what? So slow pronunciation, short, link, stop. That is a super duper pressure speech plan. If you will practice each element individually and then practice them together, two at a time, three at a time, four at a time, all of them, it's going to be like a switch you flip. The minute you start to feel that pressure and there's heat, stop talking, take a 2 count or a 3 count, and start again with your pressure speech plan. And you are going to speak better under pressure than any other time. And that's a
Mm.
fact. You can do it. And once
Oh
you've
yeah.
proven it to yourself a few times, it's like bring it on. Give me your best
Mhm.
shot. Because it can't beat you. It can't beat you, FAROOQ. You've come too far. But you want to keep going. You don't love to speak everywhere yet, and you got to get there.
Mm.
And you
I'm
got to
getting
keep
there.
swimming to improve your strokes.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a really big believer, Lee, in that saying that practice is the mother of skill.
Exactly. It
So,
is.
definitely, to use this speech plan, in a pressure situation,
Yeah.
definitely it is going to make a difference because
Y-
I usually find myself in trouble, Lee, when I'm speaking too fast.
Yeah. That'll do it. Listen, it's a funny thing, but most of the kids under 10 years old that are come to us with stuttering, if I can slow them down, half or more of the problem is gone like that fast. And if I can get them to talk in shorter increments, with most of them, they're done.
They're done. There you go. Yeah. And and then that lays the foundation because they're that young that they develop more and more positive fluency memories. And then, stuttering is history for them.
I'm really happy about this kid, Zach, who comes to our 13-year-old who comes to our
Yeah.
SAM meetings. And he's signing up for the school play. Can
That's
you imagine trying to deliver lines when you stuttered?
yeah. No, no, he's doing great. He's a real pleasure to see at the SAM meetings.
Yeah, it's great fun. So, um, the fear thing, fear, as you know, is not stuttering.
Hmm.
No, fear doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. It's just it's irritating, but it doesn't do any damage. But the more you talk when you're under pressure, obviously, the more comfortable it's going to get. Every time you do it and succeed, it's going to make it that much easier the next time. That's why all the practice sessions are good. Talking as much as you can at SAM, um, joining Toastmasters, uh, volunteering to talk at your company parties or introduce people or in groups, be more vocal. If
Hmm.
nothing else, ask questions. If you don't have anything to say, just ask questions. That's always fun. And you'll learn something and you're talking and it's fun. People appreciate it, your participation, your interest.
Yes.
Um,
And Lee, did you have a chance to see that speech I made at a community function?
you
Um,
know,
a week-
that you sent me that, and when I clicked on it, it wouldn't play.
oh, I also included it in the WhatsApp group that we have for the WSSA members.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm
you
not very
should
skilled
be.
at WhatsApp. I see it on my phone and I see Asan and you and others commenting and I'm going like this, but I'm never quite sure how it's all happening or what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many different platforms out there. It's hard to keep on top of them. But yeah, I'll see if um, do you use Dropbox?
I do use Dropbox. I do. I do.
Okay, so perhaps you see, because I think it's a fairly big file, I wouldn't be able to go and like attach it to
Well,
a
if you put it
Gmail.
in your Dropbox and send me a link, I can look at it there.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll do that. I think I still have some room in my Dropbox account, so I should be able to do
Now,
that for, and then you can take a look at it.
Farouk, I'm glad we're talking here because the problem you're running into right now is you're talking in long continuums.
Hmm.
You're not stopping,
Hmm.
and this is making it's harder to speak that way, and it leads to more mistakes and problems, and it's not as interesting for the listener either. I wish that you would. We talked about a pressure speech plan. I would like to also talk about a general speech plan, which short and stop.
Sure.
I would
Yeah.
like you to talk to me now using the general speech plan of speaking to me in short increments of words and inserting lots of stops. Everything you say to me, short and lots of stops. Okay? Tell me how WhatsApp works. I mean, how do you guys get there? What's going on anyway?
Well, you have to have the app first of all. I assume that you have the app on your phone. The other cool thing, Lee, about a WhatsApp is that you can even download the application on your desktop.
Okay, now your speech right there was much better. Your stops were still too short.
Hmm.
You need longer stops. You did shorten your increments,
Hmm.
but you need more punctuation. You need to
Sure.
stop a bit longer. And if somebody interrupts and takes the floor, you don't care. You'll get it back soon enough. So short, keep responding in short increments, a little bit longer stops, and then start again and keep going. You're going
Hmm.
to appreciate the breaks because it just makes it easier. It's easier to talk. The more you
Yes.
do this until whatever it is that caused this problem originally perfection, worrying about other people or whatever it is, it it became a habit. And once it's a habit, its causes don't really matter. Because there's no way to get rid of it. We do get rid of it, but not by worrying about the causes.
Mm.
So we're trying to have a habit of fluent speech. And that means you got to do it pretty much all the time. You don't really get any time off. So for you to be smooth, you got to do this pretty much all the time until the habit dies, whenever that is. Could be soon, could be not soon. So what? You're not having a speech issue. You're just regulate. You're driving a car and you're regulating your speeds based on the environment, what's going on around you. You're trying to keep the car from rattling, when you drive it. So you're
Hmm.
driving it more carefully until it
So,
tightens up.
yeah, um, I think I understand in general what you are trying to get at here, Lee. But it's coming close to demanding perfection of.
No, 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 no. I I just want you to be smooth. I want to look. You've come far enough. Look,
Mhm,
if you can say, well, hey, I'm happy doing what I do. That's okay too. But
mhm,
it won't cost you anything extra to smooth it out and to become. When you're the best you can be, you'll be the best in lots of groups.
mhm.
So, ah, um, I'm going to send you my reading aloud document right now, my updated one, and I'm going to ask you to read something to me.
Mhm.
And just remember, what I'm trying to do is help you be the best that I think you can be.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
all
No,
I'm
no.
trying to do.
I do really appreciate all of your time and attention, Lee. That is, just so good of you.
Well, my intentions are good, that's for sure. And
Yes.
um, and usually they work out pretty good. And look, you can always pull the plug anywhere you want and do what you want to do. Obviously, it's your life.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so I
Well,
make suggestions, and you will
yes.
do
No.
as you wish to do.
Yes. Yeah. You can lead a horse to water.
That's
Me
it.
drink. This is it. But definitely, I know that if I, reduce the length of my sentences, that would definitely make a difference.
And increase the um, length of the stops.
Yeah, yeah. Like sometimes, Lee, my mind runs very fast, and
Yeah,
I have like a lot of things I want to say that I want to convey,
right.
and so I just keep going.
Understood. Understood. And you're right. We're not working on a speech disability here. We're working on improving your speech, just taking it up some notches.
for sure.
That's all.
Yeah,
So
and beyond a shadow of a doubt, Lee, I I know myself, even without you having to say it. If I slow down, speak in short increments, insert pauses, definitely for even just dramatic effect, you know, that's what pauses are for.
exactly, exactly. Did you get that document?
I did.
Okay. Um, Read me the first paragraph of that. Reading aloud has become a true joy. Read me the first paragraph of that thing. And
Reading aloud,
again, try and read it like, you really mean it and you're really trying to nail it.
for sure, for sure. Reading aloud has become a true joy for me. I seize any excuse to do it, especially to read aloud to others. Perhaps I am a thespian at heart. Regardless, I love doing it. And no surprise, it continues to improve my speech because when we read aloud, we invariably hear our voice at its best. As we read aloud with feeling, we constantly improve our focus on our message and the positive emotions with which we deliver it.
Brilliantly done. Seriously, that was brilliant. That
Thank you.
is the FAROOQ I know,
Thank you.
but I want to see him pretty
You,
much
you
all
want to see
the
it all the time.
time. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy I want to sit next to and say, he's my guy.
Okay, Lee. The bar is here.
Reading aloud is a wonderful way to get a feeling of where people are, I'll tell you. You were
Yeah.
so into that message. And that's another way to approach this thing. This is a pressure plan, this is a general plan, and
Hmm.
but what you just did, you just thought message, and you did it slowly, and you had a lot of stops, and you made the periods a little longer than the commas. That was good. And the sentence breaks, and that was good. You did it, as close to perfect as I can think of. And but that's you did it by you were thinking about what my point is. You were thinking about what you were saying and
Hmm.
doing it slowly. You were
Yes.
thinking message and doing it slowly.
Hmm.
You were really
Yes.
into your message.
Yes. And there definitely, I think usually when I'm speaking, I'm also focusing on my message, but not doing it slowly.
That's
I'm
right.
I'm thinking my message and I'm going as fast as my mind is going. And so I have to
And
slow
just
down a bit.
remember the listener is not moving as fast as your mind, and he never will. He'll
Yes,
never keep up. So maybe another approach to this is message and slow.
and slow. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely for me that would be a very powerful.
But
uh
also, I said earlier, one of my problems with your speech is typical of my problem with most people. Forget stuttering. With most people's speech, is they talk in continuums that are too long, and
yes,
so adding the
I'm
word stop is
guilty
another
of that.
one.
I'm totally guilty of like interestingly enough, when I took English in school, my English teacher would say, Farouk, you have a lot of great ideas in your essays, but you have too many run on sentences. There you go, man. There you go. It's been haunting me since school.
Yeah, that's great. I love
Uh,
that. That's great. That's great. Well, look, those are my three messages to you, and I just think like the way you just read that aloud was just 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So good. And that's really who you are. That's who you're capable of being at all times.
mm, yes.
You
Yeah, that
really
is true.
are. You're selling yourself short. You're not delivering the full Farouk, you know, when you let yourself talk like the rest of the world. Whoops.
Sorry about that.
What did I say?
No. It wasn't you. Just somehow or the other, our line got disconnected.
So those three things. We have a pressure plan. I think you should keep that in mind. If you really feel like now and then you feel pressure, um, you really should practice this pressure plan for those situations. It will help you a lot. And
Hmm.
in a general way, maybe maybe all that we need is as a general plan message, slow and stop. That's a big order. It,
Yeah. No,
it's
and
hard
it's
for
a
me.
powerful word. It's a powerful combination.
It is. It's hard to think about your message. The question is, how can I say to you with more feeling so that you will appreciate what I'm trying to say?
Hmm.
I want to be over the top. It's like a singing coach. I used to sing when I was a kid, and I was a singing coach once told me. He said, "Lee," he said, "Man," he said, "you got to be an extreme example of yourself."
Mm.
When you read me that passage, you were an extreme example of yourself.
Hmm.
You really laid it on me. You say, "Well, that would be too slow for most conversations." I'll buy that, but
Yeah.
it can be. I will read what you did, a bit of it, a little bit faster, but I'm going to have the same effect. Reading aloud has become a true joy for me. I seize any excuse to do it, especially to read aloud to others. Perhaps I am a thespian at heart. Regardless, I love doing it, and no surprise, it continues to improve my speech because when we read aloud, we invariably hear our voice at its best. As we read aloud with feeling, we constantly improve our focus on our message and the positive emotions with which we deliver it. Now, I did basically the same thing you did. I just had a little faster pace. Not
Hmm.
much.
Yes. No, it was good. It was great. Definitely speaking with feeling, emotion. It was great.
And when you do that, it obliterates the stutter guy and problems with words and all that stuff. It's erased.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, when you said that, there was no, like choppiness or,
No,
you know,
nothing. So
stutters or anything.
I would ask you this also. What percentage of your words under pressure Well, moderate pressure in the normal course of things. What percentage of your words do you think before you say them?
Hmm. Uh, the percentage is very low.
Good,
The
good.
percentage is very, very low because
Okay.
now, again, like one of the best things that I learned from the coaching sessions that you and I had, I guess it was maybe at the beginning of the year, in 2022,
Yeah,
was focus on your message.
right.
And when you do that, you're not thinking of
No,
words.
you can't. You can't. It's very difficult for a stutterer to think about the message. And when you're really focused on the message, you're really separating yourself from the stuttering community. You
Yeah,
really are. So
yeah.
that's hugely important. And you
Hmm.
want to. You said earlier, you know, aren't we working on perfection? And I guess what I'm really working on is not perfection. I'm working on helping you love to speak everywhere. And to do that, in my opinion, it can't be a problem. It can't be a little bit of a wrestling match at all.
Yes.
It's not a wrestling match. It's a joyous uh, event, something that we do that we love to do.
Yes, definitely. I think that choppiness that you had been observing, or that you have been observing, that is the remnants of the stuttering habit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because,
Exactly. It's very common too, Farouk,
yeah,
for somebody at your stage of going through this.
yeah, yeah, like, perhaps it's not appropriate to name names, but I see that myself, with, one of our coaches, Javier.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so
his stuttering was so bad. It was so terrible, and he made such horrible faces. You can't imagine his level of
yeah,
stuttering.
yes. I think it comes back, Lee, to what John Harrison defined stuttering as, this conflict or struggle of holding yourself back.
Oh yeah, there's no question about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
and
absolutely right about that.
yeah, and for stutterers, it manifests as we are talking. We're trying to talk.
Exactly. Yes. And
Yeah, and you said it very eloquently that when you are not holding yourself back, and you are talking effortlessly, it comes out so flowingly, so fluently,
exactly.
so expressively,
What
and it comes.
I guess I would urge you, in parting, I would urge you more to read aloud more.
Mhm.
Do
Yeah,
you
that
have any
more fluent.
children or family that'll let you read to them? Because if you do, you ought to do that. You have four kids, but they're probably grown because you're not a child.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm in my 50s now, so my kids are all, in their 20s, and
Yeah.
actually one of them hit 30
Well,
now.
you can um, maybe you can find some fun things to read to your wife, or if not, you don't have to read aloud. You can read softly. Um, you know,
Yeah, emails and stuff.
yeah. I just think hearing yourself do it that way says this is who I am and this is who I can be, and maybe you can do it a little bit faster. Don't blow off the stops though. Same number of stops.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
and
No. Point well taken, Lee. That I need to slow down. I need to insert more stops, you know, get away from those run on sentences.
Exactly.
and, and I will be a better speaker.
You will be, and you'll be loving to speak everywhere. That's what we want. We want you to, and that's what you want. You want to love to speak everywhere, not just, I mean, it doesn't matter where it is. Audiences are irrelevant. Size of them, composition, it's irrelevant. And the big, as far as I'm concerned, the more there are of them, the more important they are, the better I shall speak.
I shall express myself.
Exactly. Listen, I got to run. So
Okay,
I'll see you at Sam. Keep up the good work. I'm
thank you.
posting another book soon, and I'm going to ask you to review it to buy a $10 paper ebook, and it's a short course, and I think you'll love it. It's 86 pages. It's this book in 86 pages,
Oh wow, yeah, definitely.
and it's
You,
called
you
Short
know
Course.
that, yeah, that book that you just showed right now, that book is gold right there.
I love hearing you say that. And you did review it for me, didn't you?
I did.
Thank you so much. We still need a lot. I still need another 60 reviews anyway on that thing, but I just can't. I don't know. We're trying
Yeah,
so hard to make ourselves known and our methods known and um, spread the word.
yeah.
I'm trying to
It
think
will
of what.
it will happen. You know the growth of the organization. It's just a matter of time.
From your lips to God's ears. All right, mate. Have a
Okay,
good one.
buddy.
I'll see you Saturday, huh?
Cheers for sure.
My pleasure.